If you own an AR-15 or any of the similar clones, you're going to want an armor's course from the American Gunsmithing Institute. In these armor's courses, we cover complete design and function, step by step, utilizing cutaway guns so you can see everything. You'll really understand your rifle for the first time. And we cover complete disassembly and reassembly down to the last part, as well as maintenance. So get an armor's course for your rifle and get it before you need it.
Now we're going to look at the design and function of this rifle. I'm going to use a Cutaway. I have some specific jigs and fixtures that I'm going to show you and some diagrams to explain how this rifle works. Let's start with the cycle of operation. I have a magazine inserted with some snap cap dummy rounds, and the first thing that happens is cocking. Take the charging handle, pull it to the rear, that cocks the hammer, locks it into the sear on the trigger. Then next comes feeding, and you'll see that I have dummy rounds that are going to feed into place. As it comes forward, it strips the cartridge, and the next comes chambering. Then locking. The bolt turns and locks into the lugs on the extension. We pull the trigger, it fires, ignites the primer, ignites the powder, sends the bullet down the barrel. The gas that's behind it, pushing that bullet, comes up through the front sight housing or the gas block, depending on what you have, in through the gas tube, through the carrier key, into the piston area inside the bolt carrier group, starts expanding. The bolt can't go forward, it's locked into the barrel. So the bolt carrier starts going backwards. There's enough pressure, it builds up momentum, and it starts going to the rear. It unlocks, extracts, ejects, and then the cycle can repeat. Goes back forward. You still have your finger on the trigger. The hammer has caught on the disconnector, and I'll show that to you in a little bit in more detail. And now you release the trigger, you can hear it disconnect, and the cycle can repeat. Let me do that again. We fire. The bolt goes to the rear, it extracts, it ejects, everything goes back forward, relocks, and now that we fired, I release the trigger, and we're ready to continue that cycle anytime we want. Now let's take a look at some specific areas. One of the areas I want you to take a look at first is the buffer spring and buffer. You can see that here at the rear. I've got that cut away. Inside the buffer tube or receiver extension, depending on what you want to call it, you'll see the spring, and you can see the back of the buffer. Right in front of that is the forward assist. You can see as I push this, it moves forward. The pawl can go into the notches on the side of the bolt that just in case it doesn't completely lock up, you can push this, slap it forward a few times, and it slowly cogs, pushes the bolt carrier and the bolt carrier group forward. Going forward, you can see that I've cut a hole into the bolt carrier so that you can see inside. You can see the gas rings on the bolt. That's basically like a piston. It's a seal, just like a piston in your car. So when the gas comes in, it expands and pushes the bolt carrier back. Up in front, I've cut away so that you can see the lugs inside the receiver extension, and you can see the corresponding lugs on the bolt. And as I pull this back slightly, you can see that they rotate. That's what causes the lockup and prevents that 60,000 pounds per square inch of gas pressure from coming out and injuring you. I'm going to point out the dust cover to you. Dust cover actually does what it says, keeps dust out. And you can see that there's a little spring-loaded plunger right there. And it catches inside the ejection port in the upper receiver. What I want you to see is, you notice this is rounded right here. And there's this cutaway in the bolt. You can have this completely closed, everything ready to go, round chambered. You can fire, and as the bolt carrier comes back, it actually pushes on that. This area right here becomes a ramp and just simply pushes that out of the way. You can have it on a empty chamber, loaded chamber, charging handle, or firing. Either way, it's going to pop that open. It's just nice to have something to keep dust out of the receiver. I've shown you the gas coming up through here. I didn't really show it to you, but I explained it to you. Here's the gas tube, stainless steel tube, and it comes in, and I'm going to turn this around so you can see the other side. So here's the gas tube. It goes inside the receiver. What you're looking at here, the blue, is actually the charging handle. It's cut away so that you can see the red carrier key below that. It's been painted red so that you have a good visual. Right now, the gas tube is hidden because it's inside the carrier key. As I pull this back, you'll see the blue charging handle is actually pulling back on the bolt carrier. And if I pull it back far enough, you can see the gas tube. The next thing we're going to take a look at, this area down here has been cut away slightly so that you can see the magazine. Let me push the magazine catch. You can see it extends out, and you can see as the magazine comes in, there's a notch that it locks into. Now we're going to take a look down in this area here. You can see the hammer is in white, the trigger's in green, and the disconnector is in yellow. If you look closely, you can see where the trigger and the hammer come together, and that's the sear area. Now I want you to watch as I pull the trigger. Pay attention to where my pointer is at, and you will see the front of the trigger go down and disconnect from the sear area in the hammer. Let's see if I can do this slowly so that you can watch it go down. The hammer falls. You'll notice that it's not instantaneous. It takes a little bit of time for that hammer to fall, so that if you're doing target competition, anything, you don't want to move because it does take some time for that thing to lock. Now, pay attention back here to the hook on the disconnector. I'm going to cycle the bolt. It's going to recock the hammer, and you're going to watch it go into the notch on the disconnector. If I can do this. The bolt is locked back because I have the magazine in place. The bolt catch has caught the bolt, but you'll see that the hammer is caught in the notch of the disconnector. I'm going to let the bolt go forward. I've let the bolt go forward and the trigger is still pulled. You can see that the hammer is still caught in the disconnector. I'm going to release that. You'll see that it separates from the disconnector, and it's going to be caught on the front sear surface of the trigger. Now watch this. You heard that click earlier. That's actually what it's doing. It's disconnecting here, and it's reconnecting down on the trigger. Then if I pull the trigger again, it's going to repeat that cycle. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to charge it. It's going to cock. I'm going to let it go forward. Release. It disconnects. Pull the trigger, and it fires another round.
Do you want to learn complete design, function, and repair of all different types of firearms and become a certified professional gunsmith? If so, go to www.americangunsmithinginstitute.com and request a complete information package.